Hey guys, so you may have heard me talking about this oyster that's been bothering me for the past few weeks. I keep saying I'm going to do a reading on it. I kind of did a reading off camera, and I've just been meaning to do it, but it never quite felt like the right time. But I just got a load of stuff through in Libra's reading, which will be going up on Monday, which was an amazing reading. So really looking forward to that one going up. But I feel like Libra was connected somehow because they had all this stuff about trying to Libra's the Queen of Swords in the tarot, and it was like Libra was trying to slide in their sword and prise open something. So I feel like it could be connected to this oyster, which could be something really. If Libra's reading is anything to go by, what this is telling me is that there's something that somebody's keeping buried, they're keeping it hidden, they're like a clamshell, right? They're keeping tight shut, but it's trying to come out. Can you see all the light radiating from it? So it's trying to come out, which I think is causing maybe some kind of internal tower moment for somebody. There's a lot of Scorpionic energy here. We've got the tower. These cards, by the way, genuinely came out in the reading that I did off camera. I pulled clarifiers for them, but I'm going to do it. It was over a week ago, so I'm going to do it again to see if anything's changed in the energies to keep it fresh. But this is genuinely the way that this came out for me. So the oyster shell. I said, what is the oyster? What is this? Why is it coming out? And they gave me the death card. So I don't know. Maybe somebody dealt with. Maybe they dealt with something in the past that they've never completely got over, possibly. Maybe they need to open up and talk to somebody about it. I said, what is the oyster? What is the oyster shell? And they gave me the tower moment. I said, what's inside the oyster? And they gave me the emperor. So also the King of Cups was on the underlying, and if you look, it's like this King of Cups is inside the shell, right? He is in the oyster shell. So I'm getting very, very, very strong Scorpionic energy here. So I don't know if somebody's dealing with a Scorpio or has a Scorpio placement in the chart. Now, Scorpios are a very secretive sign. They're the High Priestess in the tarot, which means that they keep things to themselves. All these cards, for me as a reader, can indicate Scorpio. The Tower and the Death card are traditionally Scorpio energy in the tarot. The King of Cups, for me, is sometimes it can be Scorpio energy, sometimes it can be Piscean energy. It doesn't have to be, I have to make that clear, it doesn't have to be this person's sun sign, right? It could be something going on in their chart. It could be the Pluto, which is the planet connected to Scorpio, could be up to something in somebody's chart, even if they don't have any Scorpio placements. I'm saying it's Scorpio or Plutonic energy that is coming through with this reading. Doesn't have to be a Scorpio sun sign, although maybe it is, I don't know. But yeah, the King of Cups, the reason why the King of Cups is Scorpionic energy for me, as well as the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is traditionally Aries or Taurus, but sometimes it does give me Scorpio, because Scorpio, as well as being a sign that is traditionally very secretive, they hold things back. They are also a sign that is, they can be very controlling, specifically in regards to emotions. They can be emotionally manipulative as well. Not all Scorpios. I know plenty of absolutely lovely Scorpios. Every single sign has a light side and a dark side, right? Good energy and bad energy. And you could say that this is a skill, if you like, of Scorpio, to have a lot of emotional control, to be able to really scrutinize emotions, and to be very emotionally intuitive. The kind of shadow side of that is this tendency to sometimes try and use emotions as a weapon or as control. So very mature in terms of understanding emotions. The kings in the tarot tend to hold back. It's interesting, they've got two dolphins on that card, and two dolphins came out on a card in Libra's reading as well. The King of Cups, the kings in the tarot have a huge amount of control. They've kind of mastered whatever their suit is. So cups symbolize emotions. So this king has mastered his emotions. He can hold back. Right. Also, there's this defensive energy, which I was picking up on, and healing as well, with the star there underneath, which I was also picking up on in that other reading. So very emotionally emotionally guarded, very emotionally controlled, only reveals what they need to reveal. Very, very, the King of Cups, usually in the upright, though, is also very, very compassionate. They have a huge amount of emotional investment into things. They do things from an emotional space. They do things because it feels like the right thing to do. So again, this person could be somebody who can give very good advice, somebody who has a huge amount of love to share, although they don't go overboard with sharing it, right? They're very reserved in terms of their emotions and when to express them. And the Emperor as well. The reason why can be Scorpionic energy for me again is that the Emperor likes to be in control, and Scorpio is a sign that really likes to have control over themselves, control over their life, control over others. They like to have a plan. They like to have their own rules and systems that they stick to. It doesn't necessarily mean they're sticking to everybody else's rules, but they have their own need for control and to control their environment. So very Scorpionic energy for me, doesn't have to be. So what's going on? We do have this King of Cups. It could be that somebody needs to open up emotionally. It's shown as the Emperor and the King inside the Oyster. So a masculine energy within this Oyster. Now, this could be in regards to a secret somebody's holding on to, perhaps a father. The Emperor can mean father, as the kings can as well. So it could be that somebody is dealing with the emotional loss of their father, a father who was very much in control, very emotionally supportive, very emotionally stable, perhaps offered a lot of guidance, but perhaps they have never quite been able to handle the loss of this person. They've kept it trapped inside. Now the Tower moment comes along when we refuse to shift on something, when something's in our life that isn't working for us, when something's no good. So it could be that somebody should have opened up about this a long, long time ago, whatever this is. I mean, it could be this person as well. It could be the Emperor and the King of Cups, this person who has who likes to control their environment, who perhaps is a fatherly figure, who's very emotionally stable, has a lot of control over their emotions. Again, very, very guarded. It's interesting, again, that Libra reading I've just done for Monday was talking about, as well as like the sword sliding into prise something open, I was visually seeing somebody prizing off armor. So it's almost like the armor is the defense. The oyster shell is the defense that's preventing this person from appearing to be vulnerable. So yeah, they're defensive, they're closed off. Also very Cancerian energy, right? That crabby closed energy, protecting their emotions, maybe trying to keep emotions out. The King of emotions, the King of Cups is out of the water. So it's like, I'm busy, I've got things to do, I've got things to organize, I don't have time to let those emotions in. But when we resist something for a very long time that isn't healthy for us, the universe brings in Tower moments. It brings in something that's going to make a big impact. It's going to pull the rug out from underneath our feet. It's going to shock us. So it's almost like, because whoever this person is has resisted opening up, the universe is forcing this person to open up. It's almost like cracking the shell open, right? So I feel like this person could have been delivered a blow by the universe in order to crack that shell, to get these emotions going. So let me just kind of move everything over like this. I did actually want to give this deck the opportunity. It could be that I don't know, it could be something ended which caused this person to not be for those walls to break, right? Like those defenses, that scorpionic dam that I talk about sometimes, walling off of emotions. It could be that something came along, was a big shock, something ended unexpectedly and cracked that dam, and those emotions just started flowing without being able to have that control over them anymore, possibly. The last time the Tower and the Death card kind of came out for me, it was I was shown them inside my mind's eye. As I was waking up one morning, I saw the Tower card and the Death card, and I did a reading, not really knowing what it was. And after that reading, I'd published it and everything. It was like done. That afternoon, we found out that my partner, who I called the Beast, his mother had died that day. So a shocking death. It was an unexpected death. So there could be something there. I don't want to again, I don't want to speak things into existence, but I have to read the cards as they are. I have to tell you what I see, and my own experience of what the cards meant in my own life. So there you go. Is there anything else we need to know from this deck, please? Thank you. Firefly. This is the light in the darkness. This is the person who's going to lead you through a dark period of your life, because this energy is quite a dark period. I also noticing the firefly and the lightning is like and the head on fire here with the death card. It's like a realization, following the light, something like this. The earthworm. So I feel like this is a period where the oyster in my own reading was pointing down, so it's almost like the earthworm went to ground. This is earth energy for me. It can indicate an earth sign, doesn't have to be, as this can indicate a fire sign, again, doesn't have to be. But the earthworm to me is somebody who they bury their head in the sand, they go under in order to hide away, but while they're under there, they're processing. So it's talking to me almost of like, my heart just flipped over then, almost like a Seven of Swords energy of somebody who needs to take a time out, needs to take themselves away to withdraw in order to process something and work through something. There's a lot of, everything's internal here. There's a lot of internal stuff that somebody's processing, but with it facing this way, I feel like somebody's starting to resurface, or feelings. It could be buried feelings. It could be that this happened in the past. It was a long time ago. Somebody never really got over something. They buried those feelings really deep down. Something came along that broke open that shell, and that person had to withdraw in order to process all these things that have been brought back up to the surface. The crocodile there as well, crocodile tears. Again, the crocodile is like something that's deep under the water. It can mean yeah, I'm getting crocodile tears. It could be that, you know, sometimes we respond to shocks in our life in different ways. Sometimes we don't respond in the way that, you know, we're told we're going to react. So perhaps if something happens that's a bit of a shock, sometimes our emotions can be confusing. Sometimes we can maybe put on an act to show other people that we're acting in a human way, right? That was the way we're supposed to act, rather than actually feeling those emotions. So it could be that somebody was not true about how they were feeling about something. Perhaps that they just, perhaps somebody else had crocodile tears in this situation. You know, they didn't really mean what they were saying. You know, it can strike me as my experience of funerals is that some people are very good at giving a speech, right? It's kind of that King Lear thing that keeps on coming through. Some people are very, very good at putting on a speech, putting on a public display, saying, you know, I had so much love for this person who passed away, where the person who actually really loved that person, who actually had an emotional investment, could stand up there on the podium and not be able to speak. And it's like so important to say how much that person meant to you. See, this is the opposite of the funeral speech reading that I posted as one of my Tell Me Anything readings. It's coming through it's coming through as the other flip side of the coin. Because in that reading, it was somebody who didn't feel anything for the person who passed away. They were like, I didn't like that person. I don't feel anything now that they've gone. Where this is almost like the other side of the coin, where it's like perhaps somebody who didn't feel anything found it easier to, you know, put on the show, the funeral show, if you like, if in front of other people. Oh, this person was so great, where really they didn't care, where maybe you cared, but you weren't able to express it because you had all those emotions to deal with. You had to go to ground. Could be either way, right? The lamb there on the bottom. Okay, Lamb of God. Feels like somebody could have lost a father figure at possibly an early age. The Queen of Wands just came out there. Tower, the Queen of Wands. Anything else on the death card, please? The Chariot. Anything on the... Thank you. Anything on the King of Cups? Justice reversed. Anything else you want to tell me before I put this deck away? Queen of Swords. There you go. So the Queen of Swords comes in with that sword. This is what I've seen about Libra. It's interesting that we've got Libra, but she's in the reverse there, upright here. So she came in with that sword to crack open that oyster shell. Five of Cups, this is getting over a loss. So yeah, you can't get over a loss if you refuse to look at the loss, if you refuse to do that in a work, if you refuse to process the emotions. And the Queen of Swords knows this, which is why she's come in. Again, go and watch Libra's reading if this is resonating, because that was almost from this other point of view, where something comes in, could be somebody says something, it's something, shakes something up, cracks open the oyster, lets those feelings out, lets those feelings flow in order to get over it, right? You cannot get over it. It's going to haunt you if you don't ever process it. And Libra knows that. So that's what's going up there. I'm sad that, oh, and there's the sword, right? There's the sword that she used to crack open the oyster. So I'm disappointed that the Queen of Cups didn't come out. I wanted to pull her out at the start of the reading, but I didn't, because I wanted to give her a chance to come out on her own. But just to show you here visually, you know, two sides of the oyster, but it's different oysters, right? So we'll keep her on the bottom there anyway, just in case. Interesting, because I wanted the Queen of Cups to come out because it came out in Libra's reading, so that's kind of, and it matches the king. But like I say, I don't set things up in my readings, so it comes out if it comes out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I wanted to show you because visually it was a match for me. So the Tower and the Queen of Wands then. So the Queen of Wands could have sparked this Tower moment. The Queen of Wands is fire energy. Interesting, we had the Firefly as well. The Queen of Wands is someone who's courageous. She is very creative. She likes to be in the centre of attention. She's comfortable being the centre of attention. She'd quite happily put on a good show, a good performance. She's very loyal though, very independent, very fierce, very courageous. Bright shining energy. So something with this Queen of Wands could have brought about this Tower moment. The Chariot card is Cancerian energy. Interesting, because I mentioned that with the closed offness, right? Emotionally guarded. The Chariot card talks about the need to make a decision, or to bring two energies together in order to move forward. You can't move the Chariot forward if you've got two energies pulling in different directions. It can also, interesting that the Death card is with this white horse here as well. So it could be that a choice was made for you. You couldn't make a choice, so the universe made a choice for you. One of the horses got off the reins, possibly. The symbol on the flag that death is flying is the Tudor rose. It's not coloured in, but it should be the Tudor rose, which is the roses of York and Lancaster. Historically in the UK, we had our ruling family, the royals, they splintered into different factions at one point. You had Richard the Third, I think it was, and Henry Bolingbroke. They were cousins, Richard of York and Bolingbroke, who was from Lancaster. So you have the York and Lancaster roses, the red and white rose. There is the War of the Roses, very famous battles in history where these two competing sides of the family would fight for rulership of the kingdom. It was very bloody. Eventually, though, through marriage, through the union of the son and daughter, right, from the two different families, a bit like Romeo and Juliet, these two people came back together, which is actually why Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet, I feel, because he was honouring his patron, who was Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen, who, I don't know why all this is coming out, but it could be relevant to somebody somehow, right? Maybe somebody's family's been at war, maybe two sides of the family haven't got along. Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare wrote it in honour of Queen Elizabeth I, who was his patron, who was the daughter of Henry VIII, who was the daughter of Henry VII, and Elizabeth of York, I think it was, who were the two that brought the two families together. And then we got the Tudor rose, which is the white and red rose. Oh, gosh. So there could be something where somebody has to bring two factions together, two sides together, or they have to choose between two sides of the family. It could be that the choice was made for them by the universe. The emperor. Now, it could be that this emperor figure, this father figure, this head of the family, it could have had a shadow side. This is the devil card in the tarot, Capricorn energy. It could be, yeah, they had some shadow energy, some stuff that they had to deal with. It could also be that they, whether they had some kind of addictive behavior or a negative behavior pattern. It could be that, perhaps this person was an alcoholic. Just random example of how that energy could show. It could be that somebody was very, very controlling. The emperor with the devil card is somebody who's very, very controlling, obsessively controlling, like they micromanage the family. I watched a film over the past couple of days with Dan Levy and the girl from Twilight. It was like a Christmas movie. It's really good, actually. It discussed I don't want to give too much of the film away, but it's kind of in the blurb. So it's the girl from Twilight and her female partner. They were in a same-sex relationship. It's really nice to see a lesbian couple in the main part, like as the main part of the story, actually, in mainstream media. But they were discussing their relationship, and it turned out that one of the women were very open and one of them weren't. And the one that wasn't had a family who was in politics. And a lot of things were being suppressed in that family because they were trying to put on the good show, if you like. And it's funny that I was talking about King Lear and like putting on the show. So it could be that this person was very, very controlling, which caused perhaps members of the family to have to suppress certain aspects of their personality. Which is why this Libran energy came along and prized it open, right? It could be that there's some kind of something to do with sexuality here with the Queen of Wands in the Tower, some kind of surprise, like, oh, surprise, I'm actually gay, or surprise, whatever it is. But it could be so yeah, the Emperor and the Devil together is suppressive, controlling, suppressive. But it could be that this person, whoever this was, possibly had problems with their own self-worth, or their own feelings of not being good enough in some kind of way, which perhaps caused them to put on this armor in the first place. Again, that came out in Libra's reading. I won't go on about that because you can go and watch that. It was like a really long reading. So yeah, the Libran energy, there is some kind of injustice here. There's something that wasn't fair. There's something that someone was dealt a blow of bad karma, perhaps because of perhaps their refusal to make a decision, their refusal to deal with their shadow side. I don't know what that is. Let's pull a couple more cards. Let's go to, what do I want to use? Yeah, feeling strongly drawn to the Haunted House Tarot. So can you tell me more about the connection between the Tower and the Queen of Wands, please? Yeah, Lover's card. Yeah, I think somebody had perhaps they were in a relationship and they got very attracted to somebody, and it kind of broke something open for them. They wanted to explore their own sexuality more. The Six of Swords is a card about moving on. So it could be that it could be that something was revealed that somebody did have an affair. It could be revealed that somebody, this is Gemini energy. I don't know. This is a shipwreck. These people are sailing away from a shipwreck, not wanting to go down with the ship. They're giving me White Flag by Dido, but this is sailing away to calmer waters, getting out of there, getting out of a stormy situation, moving on mentally and emotionally to a more calm place. So let's pop those there. What is the Death card and the Chariot, please? What's the Death card and the Chariot? What's the Death card and the Chariot? Please explain the connection between the Death card and the Chariot. Somebody's wishes were not fulfilled. Somebody was unable to make themselves happy. Could be because it's near this Devil card. It could be that somebody did have an alcohol addiction. You can see he's got a glass of wine in his hand there. The Nine of Cups is wishes fulfilled. There's two kind of ways I can read it. Sometimes it's wishes fulfilled, but it comes with this sense of overdoing it, of gluttony, if you like, of not being able to stop. But the Nine of Cups symbolically usually should mean that somebody is not codependent. They are able to make themselves happy no matter what's going on around them. So again, but this also gives me this kind of head of the family feel, almost like the Godfather feel, right? On the day of my daughter's wedding. So I am connecting it, although it's come out over here, I do feel like there's a connection with this energy. Again, I picked up the alcohol thing, and then this card has come out. So with it being in reverse, it could be somebody is making a decision with the death card to end something, to cut a situation out because they've had a light bulb moment that perhaps they've been overdoing it. Perhaps they have had some kind of addictive shadow side thing going on here that has been stalling them. The Chariot card with this need to make a decision can be stalling. Once you either align the two halves of yourself, right, the shadow side and the light side, once they come into alignment, or once you let go of these two conflicting energies, the Chariot card is actually very fast movement forward, fast action. Also a card about success. So you have success, but this need to end something to have that success. Something toxic with the Devil card. So what is the Emperor and the shadow side, please? What is the Emperor and the shadow side? Thank you. This has flipped and gone in. So there is a guardedness here with the Four of Pentacles. This is, again, is Cancerian energy for me. Guardedness about some sort of ending. Somebody who is, yeah, they're blocking it. They're blocking the whatever the death card is here for, whatever the ending is. Again, Caesar stabbed in the back. That also came out in Libra's reading. It feels like somebody's been betrayed somehow, or there's a fear of being betrayed, which is causing this very, very defensive energy. Also notice the symbolism here of the voodoo doll, and also of placing the coins over the eyes. Again, another reference to death there. So yeah, I think somebody, I'm definitely getting, again, in conjunction with Libra's reading, which is going to go up on Monday, I am definitely getting that somebody could have passed away, and different people had different opinions of this person. Some people wanted to defend this person's reputation, while other people possibly wanted to attack this person's character after they'd gone. So again, there could be some kind of conflict in the family because of this one person who is seen very differently by the two sides. Can you tell me, please, about the King of Cups and the Justice card in reverse? Why is the Justice card in reverse for this King of Cups? This person's very, very burdened, but there is a change of fortune here with this Wheel of Fortune card, and feeling out in the cold. So the Wheel of Fortune, what goes up must come down. If you're very, very burdened, that makes your soul very heavy. Okay, that is going to pull the Wheel of Fortune down for you. So it may be that somebody's acting like a bit of a martyr here. It gives me kind of like Joan of Arc type energy. You know, somebody who's going to go down with the ship, right? Somebody who knows the ship is burning, but they're being a martyr. They're refusing to let go of the burden, so they're going to go down with the ship. They're going to create bad karma for themselves, okay? Whereas the people who are moving on from the ship, they're going to feel, you know, they're not able to take much with them, but that is giving them a lighter soul, which means that the situation can be transformed. So somebody feels out in the cold. Somebody feels like a sense of loss, a sense of disappointment. Could be some kind of financial loss here with the Justice card in reverse. It could be some kind of court or contract situation did not go their way. It could be that somebody had a financial loss that has been a bit of a burden. But again, what goes up must come down, and what goes down must come up. So there can be a change of fortune here. There will be a way to turn this around. But I think somebody really has to get out of whatever this martyred mindset is, whatever this glass half empty mindset is. That is not going to allow the wheel to turn for you. So you have to generate good karma by yourself, by being in high vibrational energy. I don't know how you're going to do that. Yeah, somebody's feeling very, very trapped by a situation. Could be a lot of red tape involved. Could be a lot of legal things going on here, which is making it difficult to move. What do I want to go to? What do I want to go to for advice? Wisdom of the Oracle. Yeah, it could be, I keep on picking up on this funeral thing. It could be that the Emperor, you know, the Emperor is normally quite a wealthy person. So there could be, I keep picking up on this, it's an ongoing thing, the division of assets. It could be that a will has been contested. You know, maybe something in that will was unfair, so it's being contested. There does seem to be, this can be holding on to money as well. There does definitely seem to be a financial aspect to this. Again, King Lear, he gave the biggest part of his kingdom to the daughters that showed him the most love, but the love that the daughters were showing was false love, right? They just wanted the money. So my daughters just text me, Mom, so I'll have to see what that is in a minute. She's fine. She's yeah, I'll answer in a second. So what's going on here? Okay, clean it up, here and now, and community. Okay, I'm just going to read the oracle message for all three. 21. I hate the clean it up card because I'm not huge on tidying, right? So when I see the clean it up card, I'm like, no, but I want to play computer games. But again, this is the Emperor for me. The stag represents the Emperor. Getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, right? Maybe you're getting rid of half your assets, I don't know. Sweeping away what is no longer needed. Ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work, overwhelmed, time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack, again, lack mentality over here, takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds up to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make the room for the miracles that are lining up for you. So this and here and now is like, stop worrying about the past, stop worrying about the future. What tangible steps can you take now to release yourself from some of these burdens and to get that wheel turning again? You know, if you're worried about a court date that's happening next month, you can't make that come any faster. I mean, maybe that you can, but what can you do to make your life easier? Whether it's just decluttering, whether it's maybe you're moving house, maybe you could just pack a few. This can talk about moving. Maybe you could just pack a few boxes, you know, pack away the winter things that you don't need anymore for a while. You know, pack away the things you don't use very often. At least you feel productive. At least you're not sat there wallowing in self-pity or feeling burdened or, I don't know, drinking. What can you do that's productive and healthy? So maybe make a list of small things that you could do. Maybe bullet point a few ideas of, even if it's just like, get out of bed and wash the pots, get out of bed and put one load of laundry through, right? Sometimes you just need to really break it down into those tiny steps, and just start ticking things off the list, and you'll be surprised at how quickly that helps you to feel like you're being productive, especially because when you do the list and you tick things off, it's very satisfying and you can see that you're getting things done. When you don't have a list, you just feel like you're kind of like, you know, wading through mud sometimes, but you know, you can see the progress when you do a list. So that could be really helpful to somebody right now if they're feeling very, very stuck. So what else do we have? 32. Here and now. Being fully present in the moment, living one day at a time. Everything happens in the now, in the present. My left ear's ringing. I don't know if that's relevant to anyone. Only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. Okay. Community, number 8. So yeah, if you're feeling very, very burdened, perhaps there's a community that you can reach out to help. It could be like, I've just got so much, I need to move house, I've got so much stuff, I'm worried about meeting the deadline. Maybe I can ask a few of my friends and family to come over and really just help me. Really funny, again, with Libra and Leo, they both had a card with these two, with two giraffes on. The name of that card was encouragement. And also, is that like treasure chests there as well, or bags being packed? So there's definitely something going on there. Okay. Belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. This card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels, I matter. Membership in a group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. Again, that came out in Libra's reading. Perhaps you are part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Perhaps you are in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form of focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. There you go. So that's your advice. I hope it was all helpful to you. Let's get you a song as well to close out the reading. Primal Scream Rocks is playing right now. I don't know if that means anything. Maybe someone wants to get the rocks off with that Queen of Wands. Yeah, maybe. Definitely somebody wants to get the rocks off. Look at that. Right. Come on. So the oyster reading, please. What's in the oyster? Can you tell me, please, the people who are connecting with this reading right now as they're watching it, well, not right now, but when they watch it, what's the most important song they need to hear, please? Non voglio ritrovare tu nome, il tu nome by After Hours. Okay, so that's Italian. So it will be in the description box down below, so you can go and copy paste it and go look up the lyrics. You can translate the lyrics with Google Translate, and maybe watch the video. Just see if there's anything in there. Even if you don't understand what the song is saying, even if you don't understand the words, go and have a listen and see what it brings out of you, see what it stirs within you. There could be something there for you. So that's the most important song that they want you to hear right now. I'm also going to ask, I'm just noticing the fox there, fox. Also, I want to ask, what is the most important piece of advice, please? The most important piece of advice you have for the people who are resonating with this reading right now. What is your most important piece of advice? Born to Live by 311. Right, well, there you go. Take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, and yeah, go and look up those songs and see what they mean to you. See what they invoke in you. Even if you think, oh God, I really hate this song. Why do you hate it? There's something in that. There's a reason why the universe gave us these songs. So I do hope that was helpful to you. If this is resonating, especially the stuff about prizing open the oyster, please do go and watch Libra's reading as well, because that was an amazing reading, and I do feel like there was a connection between them, which is why I finally got my arse in gear and I've done this reading today. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. Leave me a like if you like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave me a comment if anything particularly resonated. I really love to hear the feedback, because it's nice for me to know that I am hitting the mark sometimes with things, because otherwise I'm just sat here speaking into space, right? But also, I understand that a lot of the readings, a lot of the stuff that it brings out, the emotional gunk it brings out, is very, very personal. So if you are earthworming at the moment and you're keeping it all within, and you don't really want to advertise to the world that you're watching these readings, or, you don't want to air your dirty laundry in public, I totally understand that. I don't know why this is looking like a pair of underpants on a stick all of a sudden to me. Yeah, if you don't want to air your dirty laundry in public and advertise the fact that you're watching these readings, if you want to come in as a stealth watcher, I totally understand and support your decision to do that. Thank you for watching, and I really hope that you found some meaning in this reading that is helping you in your life. It's good to explore that emotional gunk, whatever way the universe brings it to us. So do take care, and best of luck with that, guys. Keep going on your healing journey, keep that vibration high. You've got this, you've absolutely got this, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.